Hi everyone, on board with Jonathan with you here. Hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, thanks for coming to discover the channel. I talk everything about cruising and travel. And if you're returning, really thank you so much. Thank you, welcome back. I appreciate you coming in today and checking out this new video. So this video will be short. I want to make sure that I get proper engagement in my videos and in my channel. So we'll keep it probably 5 or 6 minutes. So you're thinking about doing a transatlantic. What do I recommend as a transatlantic, having done a transatlantic before? So if you want to do transatlantic the right way, and you don't want to spend, 15 nights, because some transatlantics can be long, 15 nights, I recommend you try Queen Mary 2, right? Queen Mary 2 is the only transatlantic ocean liner out there. So it's the only ocean liner doing transatlantic runs between New York and Southampton and New York. So I did a crossing, as they call them. They call them a crossing, not a cruise. I did a crossing a couple of years ago on Queen Mary 2, and it was fantastic. Probably in the top 5 of the cruises I've been on in the last 20 or so years. So how is a transatlantic cruise different than a cruise? Well, we don't call them a cruise. We call them they're a voyage from one place to the other, right? We're not doing any stops. Usually the voyage will depart from Southampton, and you could find transatlantic cruises usually 6 or 7 nights. Sometimes they do a special and it's 8 nights, which is actually better because the ship can go slower, because the North Atlantic can be unfriendly or not spring-like at certain times of the year. So do I recommend you try a Queen Mary 2 crossing? Absolutely. I think that should be at your bucket list. Do a crossing, either eastbound or westbound. Westbound is from Southampton to New York, and eastbound would be from New York to Southampton. I highly recommend you try it. I have very fond memories of spending time with my dad, and we had an amazing cruise on Queen Mary 2 back a couple of years ago when the ship was literally, it came out of a dry dock, so the ship was looking fresh. So how are transatlantics different than regular cruises? Well, you're at sea pretty much, you're at sea the entire cruise. You leave England or you leave New York and you're at sea for 6 to 7 days, depending on which voyage you select. So you have to be comfortable being on a ship for 6, 7, or 8 days. If you're lucky enough, get the 8 day. I highly recommend. If they do it, it's not very frequent, do the 8 night if they have those available. You have to be comfortable being on the ocean. Make sure you don't go in the following months. Don't cross the Atlantic in January, February, March, and April. Look around May, June, July, August for the crossing, because you're at sea for 7 days, right? And the seas can be very rough. On our crossing, which was in August, the seas were rough. They were very rough, but I'm going to give a positive here, right? Queen Mary 2 is the only ocean liner in the world, and she is reinforced, her hull is reinforced 40% more than a regular cruise ship, and she's built to take what the North Atlantic throws at her. So what I'm saying is the ship rides the waves, and it takes on the weather and the seas and everything that the North Atlantic can throw at her in a much better way than a normal cruise ship. If you put a cruise ship in it, it would not be as pleasant as Queen Mary going through the ocean, if that makes any sense. You have any questions? Put it in the text box. I'd be happy to talk to you the difference between an ocean liner and a cruise ship. But you have to be comfortable being on a ship for those many days. You have to be comfortable kind of really developing a schedule of maybe not just eating, right? Because there's a lot of food, but come up with a schedule of relaxing. And remember, the weather could be bad. So if the weather is bad, then there's areas of the ship, obviously, outdoor pool areas that are not available. If you like to walk like I do, some of those areas will be closed because the outer decks are closed for your safety because the winds are so high and the seas are high. So you have to kind of come up with a schedule where you go to lectures. There's a lot of lectures that they do. There is an indoor pool that's covered. If you love to drink, there's a lot of drinking to be done. But if you're going with people and friends and family that you like to be around, then it's great, family time to kind of catch up because of how busy our lives are when we're working. But if you like to be at your own pace and really relax during these 8 days, if you do find the 8-day voyage, it's great. I had a great time. The food was amazing. The service was excellent. And just to be on Queen Mary 2, it was fantastic. If you look now for August and September, there's some good rates. There's some good pricing out there. So If you have any questions regarding transatlantics, especially Queen Mary 2, or if you're looking at other cruise lines, I'd be happy to answer. But if you want to do a crossing, as they call them, a crossing the right way, give a look at Cunard and see what crossings they have available. Obviously, short term now, August, September, October. There's some good rates over there. If you have the time and you're retired, or you are lucky enough to be at a great company that gives you tons of vacation, stay on for both voyages. So they usually sometimes pair them New York to Southampton, Southampton back, Southampton to New York to Southampton. So 14 nights if they're doing it that way. You could do a round trip. I think for me that would be a little too much. That's literally 14 days at sea. That's a little much. But there's a lot of people that do the round trip crossings from both sides of the pond, as they so to speak. So if you have any questions regarding transatlantics, questions about QM2, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to answer for this. Hopefully you enjoyed this short video. I know you don't want to hear me ramble on for 10 minutes, but hopefully I pointed out the key takeaways. Cunard is a good line to do transatlantic. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you so much for watching. Can I ask you so much to help me out? Like the video. It helps the algorithm out for YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind. And comment below so we can get a dialogue going. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for watching On Board with Jonathan. Have a good night.